J-Lo.
Let me introduce you to my party people.
Now pump it up and back it up like a Tonka truck.
If you go hard, you gotta get on the floor. Don't stop, keep it moving, put your drinks up. This the night away, live your life and stay young on the floor. Tonight we gon' get it on the floor. Brazil, Morocco, London to Ibiza. This the night away, grab somebody, drink a little more.
All I need is some vodka, some Donkey Kong, and watch a chico get Donkey Kong.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Like always, today I am continuing with my Jennifer Lopez discography journey, and we have made it to her 7th studio album from 2011, 10 years ago, called Love. Now, I do remember this album all too well because back in 2011, I was listening to this album nonstop. It was one of my favorite albums at the time, so I do recall hearing quite a few of these songs already, but there are also quite a few songs that I haven't listened to in 10 years, so I honestly forget what a lot of these songs sound like. Now, I will be listening to the deluxe edition of Love, and there are 15 tracks, and the album is 57 minutes. We did kick off the video with On the Floor, track number 1 with Pitbull, and what a comeback for Jennifer Lopez. After 4 years, her prior album, Brave, was released in 2007. This album was released in 2011, so her coming back with a song like On the Floor, I mean, it was a mega smash all over the world. Now this, I mean, when people talk about comebacks, this was a comeback. I mean, this song was everywhere. It was on the radio, it was in the clubs, it was played at festivals, in people's cars, on TV. It was everywhere. It was so popular, and I just remember being in love with this song. It's such a great dance track, it's such a great club song, and it's just a lot of fun. It's so energetic to listen to. Rolling Stone did call the song music worth getting lost in, and this is a song that, to me, never gets old. It's one of those iconic songs. Yes, I did call it iconic. It's one of those iconic songs where no matter how many times you listen to it, you never get sick of it. And the second it starts playing, wherever you are, you could be at a festival or at a bar or at your home, the second it starts playing, you know what it is, and you get ready for it. You get pumped up for it. Now, this song was a mega smash all over the world. It charted in so many countries, and it only reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100, which I imagine was disappointing to Jennifer Lopez because this has number 1 all over it. But it did reach number 1 in Canada, so... Now, originally, like so many people out there, I thought this was an original Jennifer Lopez song, but it's not completely an original Jennifer Lopez song because it was inspired by the Bolivian folk song recorded in 1981. Now, I am going to attempt to try and pronounce the name of the song, Lorado, a.k.a. What I also love about this song is that it takes you back to 2011. It takes you back to the early 2010s, late 2000s. Electronic music was the rage, and it was a great time in music, in my opinion. There were so many great dance songs, and music was just so alive back then. It's also very nostalgic for me because 2011 was when I was in my early 20s. I was 21 years old, and that's when I was going out to the bar all the time, and I just loved the energy of the early 2010s when it came to music. Just going to the bars and hearing all this electronic music. It was so popular, and it was just such a great time. What I also like about the song is not only is the production fire, but the lyrics are a lot of fun to sing along to. She's not reinventing the wheel when it comes to the lyrics, but she doesn't need to when it comes to a song like this. It's just a great time. I also enjoy Pitbull on this song. Talk about a throwback. To me, anyway, Pitbull is a throwback, especially in the early 2010s. I feel like he was featured on so many songs, and he had a lot of bops. I won't lie, I'm actually overheating right now. I don't know if it's because of the song. I mean, the song was fire, but my apartment is very, very warm right now. The heat is very strong because it's been snowing where I live for the last 2 days. I know, snowing in April. We had a snowstorm, so the temperature dropped a little bit outside. So my landlord turned on the heat in the building, and now it's warming up again outside, but the heat's still on, and I'm dancing to Jennifer Lopez on the floor, and I'm wearing a coat, and I'm just overheating. I'm sweaty. I have to take my clothes off. What else is gonna come off by the end of this video? Who knows? I'm just drenched in sweat right now, which probably sounds really gross to a lot of you, but it definitely fits in with what I'm listening to right now. So let's move on to track number 2, a good hit. What are these lyrics, honestly? Okay, that was track number 2, a good hit, and remember how I said at the beginning of this video how I listened to this album back in 2011 all the time? This definitely wasn't one of the songs I listened to all the time on the album. I don't like it at all. It's very cringe. I hate the lyrics. I hate the excessive autotune. I hate the chorus. I hate the melody. I essentially hate everything about this song other than it makes you feel like a sassy bitch. I mean, it made me feel like a sassy bitch, and it's one of those songs you listen to when you're already completely drunk, and you're not really paying attention to what's played, you're just aimlessly singing along to whatever's played. Don't you want me to have your babies? Don't you wish I was your boo? I got that good hit. Buy me Gucci stuff, yup, that I Love Lucy stuff. Baby, I'm a classic, don't you wanna beg me? Don't you like my outfit looking flashy? I feel like whoever wrote this song was already completely drunk. I mean, the lyrics are so sassy, they're so fierce, they make you feel so good. But overall, this definitely won't be a song I would listen to all the time. So if you want to have a drunken, fun time with your friends and you just want to feel like a sassy diva, put on this song and you'll have a good time. But anyway, let's move on to track number 3, I'm Into You, featuring Lil Wayne.
Tried, but I had to surrender. It's too late. 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 Got me hooked with your love controller. I'm tripping and I could not get over. I'm into you. 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 Na 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 na. Na 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 na. It's too late. 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 I'm into you. 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 I need a parachute. So wet, I need a wetsuit. Way too fly. I feel like you like a fall-leaf clover. I'm into you.
Okay, that was track number 3, I'm Into You, and this was another painfully generic, boring song. There's nothing memorable about it, and I'm just really disappointed because track number 1, On the Floor, was so great. It was so high energy that they essentially ruined the momentum of that song with tracks number 2 and 3, which in comparison are very lackluster to On the Floor. At least with track number 2, Good Hit, I could smile and laugh at the lyrics and have a good time. I will be honest, I had a good time listening to a Good Hit, but this song, I'm Into You, I couldn't even have a good time reading the lyrics or singing along. Even the production, the melody, there was just nothing that grabbed me about this song. I'm into you, I'm into you, I'm into you, da da da, da da da. Listen now, I'm strong baby, I bring the fire. When I look into your eyes, it's over, you got me hooked with your love controller. I'm tripping and I could not get over, I feel lucky like a 4-leaf clover. I'm falling for you, baby. I need a parachute. So wet, I need a wetsuit. This is definitely not one of those songs where you pay attention to the lyrics when you're listening to it. But when you do, it's very cringe. And I hate using that word, cringe. I also didn't like Lil Wayne in this song. I thought it was a stupid song overall. So let's just move on to track number 4, What Is Love? Okay, that was track number 4, What Is Love? And I remember back in 2011, this was one of the songs from the album that I went back to all the time. Lyrically, I really enjoy it, and I do think it is the strongest song on the album so far lyrically. Even though she is continuing with the na na na, there are a lot of na 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 and la la la's on this album, I won't lie. I've been alone for the past 3 years. On Valentine's Day, Christmas is no exception, birthdays with naughty presents, been back and forth, some action. I just need this to happen. What if I never find and I'm left behind? Should I keep hoping for love? What if I'm still the same? Status doesn't change. Gotta keep hoping for love. What is love? I am curious to know who she was dating at the time. And it does say here that she was still married to Mark Anthony. They married in 2004 and they divorced in 2014. I am curious to know if this song is perhaps about Mark Anthony. She feels alone and she wants to feel love and she's ignored. What is love? Somebody show me. So it's really sad that she's singing a song like this when she is married to someone. Even though she didn't write the song, she must have had a strong connection to the lyrics. This album was released in 2011 and they did divorce in 2014, 3 years later. So perhaps all wasn't good in the Mark Anthony and Jennifer Lopez house. For what it's worth, I do enjoy it. I like the melody and I like the chorus. I do think it's much better than tracks number 2 and 3. So let's move on to track number 5, Run the World.
Baby,
Okay, that was track number 5, Run the World, and this is another song on the album that it's not bad per se, it's just there's nothing interesting about it. I don't like her attitude on this track in particular. There are parts of the song where it doesn't even sound like her, and it's very robotic and boring. I don't like the chorus, it's very repetitive again, and I don't care about the lyrics. I don't care about reading them. I don't care what she's singing about. I'll be your protector. I'll never forget ya. You need somebody that can hold you tight. Rock and roll with ya. I do think perhaps she sounds the worst on this song. And what's really unfortunate about this album so far is we are 5 tracks in, and none of these songs so far are hits. With the exception of track number 1, On the Floor, all the other tracks just sound like filler songs, which isn't a good way to start an album. Other than that, I don't have much to say about it, so let's move on to track number 6, Papi. Alrighty, that was track number 6, Papi, and yes, this was a great song. This should have been the second track on the album following On the Floor. He lets me wear the crown. I do my best to make him proud. Now all my super ladies, I got my baby. Move your body and dance for your poppy. Rock your body and dance for your poppy. And this track definitely captures the same high energy production as On the Floor, track number 1. Now, Poppy was released as the 3rd single from the album, which I'm really happy about. It's just another club anthem, just like On the Floor, and I find it hard to believe that anyone wouldn't want to move their body to the song. It just naturally makes you want to dance. This first half of the album, in my opinion, could have been a lot better if this was the second track, and then she continued the momentum and the energy with other songs that captured the same energy as On the Floor and Papi. So let's move on to track number 7, Until It Beats No More.
I was down for the count. Then you came, and I still couldn't see till you tore down every wall. 'Cause I'm alive, I can breathe, I can feel, I believe, and there ain't no doubt about it. Feel the beat again, stronger than before, till it beats no more. It made it hard for me to care. I was living in the past. Oh no. 'Cause I'm awake, I survived, I was hurt, thought I died, but there ain't no doubt about it. Till it beats no more. Never stop loving you. 'Cause I'm alive, I can breathe, I can feel. It's just no doubt. I'm the strongest until it beats no more.
Okay, that was track number 7, Until It Beats No More, and this was a nice little song on the album, and I thought it was really sweet. I was fading, but you pulled me through, 'cause I'm awake, I survived, I was hurt, thought I died, but there ain't no doubt about it, it's love, and I have found it. Feel the beat again, stronger than before. I'm in love, and it's all because of you. This song just made me feel warm and fuzzy inside, and I remember liking this song back in 2011. I also want to say that when her voice isn't being heavily auto-tuned, I do think her vocals on this album sound really nice. So let's move on to track number 8, One Love.
Took a shot with a bad boy from the block. Picked my love right from the start. Is it too much to ask for a real love? Is there one love? Somebody that compliments me. Take 3. Could there be a part from me? Came and swept me off my feet. Is there one love? Somebody that compliments me. What's wrong with the girl? Wanting everything. Only once in a lifetime. It's so hard to find somebody that compliments me. It makes me wanna never leave.
Okay, that was track number 6, One Love, and I can really appreciate what she's singing about in this song. Is there one love, somebody that compliments me and makes me want to never leave, made just for me? Is there one love? What's wrong with the girl wanting everything? Good love, real trust, true meaning. And then she goes on to say, is there one love, only once in a lifetime? It's so hard to find the perfect one to call mine. So that's definitely one of the themes of the album so far. I mean, she named the title Love ? Now I understand why she named the album Love ? Why was there a question mark at the end? And now I get it, because she's asking herself, is there still true love for me? And she's alone, and she wants to find that one love, even though she's in a marriage with Mark Anthony. So he's clearly not giving her what she wants, because the title of the album is Love ? And she's searching for love on this album. So I like the story of the album and what it means, but this is another song that's painfully boring to listen to. It's just really unfortunate that there aren't a lot of hits on this album. These tracks sound like scraps that were left over from other big pop stars who didn't want them, and this album definitely pales in comparison to a lot of the other big pop stars of the time. And you can definitely tell on this album in particular, I mean, this is my opinion, but Jennifer was never given the big mega hits. It always seemed like the other pop stars were given the big hits and she was given the secondary hits, with the exception of On the Floor, which is a huge mega hit. But other than that, I mean, I liked Poppy, but there just isn't anything memorable about this album, really. So let's move on to track number 9, Invading My Mind.
It's invading my mind and breaking the ice. Whoa. Can't decide, can't define what I feel inside. It's too bad, it's too good. My destiny, misery. It's invading my mind and breaking my ice. Whoa. My mind. This feeling's invading my mind. Like a wild wicked ball crushing block by block. Destiny, misery, your energy. This feeling's invading my mind. I'm addicted tonight. Whoa, taking invading my mind.
Okay, that was track number 9, Invading My Mind. And I remember back in 2011 when I listened to this album that this was one of my favorite tracks on the album. It was just high energy, and I always went to this song whenever I pulled up this album on my iPod back then. And this song was always a pleasure to listen to. I still like it to this day. I don't like it as much as I used to. I feel like in the last 10 years since 2011, I've listened to so much more music in every genre, not just pop. And my eyes have definitely opened to what's good and what's bad. So I feel like I have better taste in music now. I didn't really know much about music. I was very much a novice when it came to my musical taste back in 2011. But now, looking at this song and listening to it in perspective, it's still not the greatest. I like the energy of the song, but I feel like at this point, we are on track number 9 and the damage is done. There's no going back from just how mediocre this album is. It's not really a fun album to listen to. It doesn't really get your body moving as much as I thought it would, or as much as I remember it doing. There are some great dance tracks on here, but a lot of them are just very mediocre. They just sound very plain and ordinary. There isn't that oomph to them. It's unstoppable, I can't shake it up, my destiny, misery, or energy. It's invading my mind and breaking the ice. I can't fight it. This feeling's invading my mind. I'm infected tonight. I'm infected tonight. Girl, you better get that checked out. But anyway, let's move on to track number 10, Villain.
Now somehow you feel left out. Somehow you feel left out. Can't replace what you had in me. There's no need to call me on the phone. Now I'm a villain. I'm a villain. Told you that you would need my love. Oh, now you're screaming, let's go back. Don't overdose on your own medicine. There's no need to call me on the phone.
Okay, that was track number 10, Villain, and I found this to be a very intriguing song. Lyrically, I did really like the production of this song, and I liked the story of what she was singing about. I'm the villain of your love. So I really like that, but I did find it a little annoying. Love, 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 love. And again, it's just very repetitive, and I didn't like the melody. I kind of liked it, but there was something about this song that just really irked me, and which is a shame because I did like it, but at the same time, there was just something off about it. I will say though, compared to a lot of the other songs on the album, I do feel like this is probably one of the more stronger songs. I don't know, maybe I have to listen to the song again, but let's just move on to track number 11, Starting Over.
He's alright, he's alright, he's a player, he's a dog, he's my friend, he's my foe. Wish that everybody would stop judging, pointing fingers is cutting. Nobody wants to be the one breaking up. I'm afraid of starting over. Makes me feel like a child, makes me happy when he smiles. He's my man when we're at home, and it can't hurt if I don't know. My heart is broken, I'm open and feeling so bad. Nobody wants to be the one breaking up. I'm in love, I'm still in love. It is nobody wants to be the one breaking up. Time has come for starting over.
Okay, that was track number 11, Starting Over, and this was a really nice song. I enjoyed the lyrics and the melody. I liked what she was singing about, even though it's quite tragic. He's all right, he's all wrong. He's a player, he's a dog. He's my friend, he's my foe. I just can't leave him. I can't go. So she's very much conflicted in this relationship. It's like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. I'll be okay, but this love is tearing me in half. Nobody wants to be the one breaking up. I'm down on my knees and praying for this love. I'm in love. I just don't think that it's enough. I can feel it getting colder. I'm afraid of starting over. I mean, lyrically, this is probably my favorite song on the album, and lyrically, I do feel like this is the strongest song on the album. I liked I just like the emotion behind it and the honesty. Once again, I am curious to know if she's singing about Mark Anthony. But if you actually dig into the album and read the lyrics, you will find a lot of uncertainty and coldness and searching for love. And even though she is in love, at the same time, it just doesn't seem to be working out. And it looks like the end is near. And she's afraid of starting over. I really like the themes of these last two Jennifer Lopez albums. In Brave, she had to confront herself in the mirror. She had to be honest about her past and her future and what she wanted. And she had to confront all of the issues that she was facing currently in her life and in the past. And now the theme on this album is her search of true love and unsure about her current situation and having the strength to perhaps leave this person. Back in 2011, this was one of my favorite songs on the album, and to this day, it still is one of my favorites on the album. But anyway, let's move on to track number 12, Hypnotico.
All the girls that know that they sexy. Slip it, slap it down, it's gonna get nasty. Hypnotico. All of the boys are loving when we do our thing. Silly heartbreakers tonight. Hypnotico, hypnotico. Hungry for some yum yum, gonna give me some. All the boys go crazy. All the boys go crazy. Woo! Boys are loving when we do our thing. We just the silly heartbreakers tonight. Silly heartbreakers tonight. Hypnotico, hypnotico.
Okay, that was track number 12, Hypnotico, which is a bonus track. We are entering the deluxe edition of the album, and I have always enjoyed this song. I remember listening to this song back in 2011 all the damn time. I remember one night in particular, I was in my bedroom, and I was having a little bit of a dance party by myself. I was just blasting music. This was during the summer. I had my bedroom window open and I was drinking a little bit or a lot. And it was 2 or 3 a.m. and I was still blasting the music. I am so surprised that none of my neighbors complained because my windows were wide open and I was blasting music. And the police never showed up. No one ever called. I thought someone would, but I didn't care. I was too drunk, I was dancing my ass off, and I was blasting this song in particular. A lot of great memories associated with this song, and what I also like about the track, I don't know if you could tell, but it was co-written by Lady Gaga. I guess she didn't want the song. It does sound like a Lady Gaga song, especially the chorus, and it's a lot of fun. All the boys will love it when we do our thing. We just some silly heartbreakers tonight. So let's move on to track number 13, Everybody's Girl.
Let's play a game. Let's just pretend like you don't know who I am. They want details on how I live my life, my life, my life. There's no escape from the pain to somewhere they don't know my name.
Okay, that was track number 13, Everybody's Girl, and this was another song I enjoyed. It kind of sounds like a Pink song. It has that pop rock vibe to it, and I would listen to this song again. I feel like these last two tracks, Hypnotico and Everybody's Girl, should have been part of the original release of this album because I do find these two tracks in particular much better than a lot of the other songs on the album. I like the energy and I like the melodies and the lyrics are cute, so I liked these last two tracks. So let's move on to track number 14, Charge Me Up.
shutting down. Give me some boom, boom, boom. Give me some boom, boom, boom. I'm dancing in your danger zone. So wired up, but I just want another door. Charge me up once again. This is my disease, my predatory instinct calls. I'm about to fall. I'm going loco. Speed out like lightning bolts. Take control of my body, every single bone. Charge me up, baby. Charge me up, baby. Charge me up once again.
Okay, that was track number 14, Charge Me Up. And this is another song that I remember listening to in 2011 all the time. This was my jam. So many memories. I really liked it. I'm really liking these deluxe edition tracks. They're high energy. Essentially, these tracks are what the rest of Love should have been, especially the beginning of the album. Just a lot of fun, catchy hooks, high energy, and they're a joy to listen to. I feel like these tracks are just perfect pop songs. Strike me down like lightning bolts, take control of my body, every single bone. I come alive when you charge me up, baby, charge me up once and again. So we have come to the end of the album, track number 15, Take Care.
You know that I love you. I love you. You need my baby like I need it. I need it. I need it. What you want. You can give me what I want. Yeah. Cause you're my man, you're my friend, you're my everything I need. Everything I need. Everything I need. Baby, put it down in the bed. In the bed. In the bed. Yeah. My baby, take care. Yeah. You need your baby, let me hear you say. Cause you're my man, you're my friend, you're my everything I need. Take me there. I need it. My man, you're my friend, you're my everything I need. Everything I need.
Okay, and that was the final track of the album, track number 15, Take Care, and I enjoyed this song. Even though it is very repetitive and annoying, I won't lie, but it does get stuck in your head, and I think it's a cute song, and I did enjoy it. You know what? I would listen to the song again. Because you're my man, you're my friend, you're my everything I need, everything I need. I love you, I really, really love you. I need air. So it is very repetitive, but like I said, I think this is a fun song to listen to.
Shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah. I'm an old dirty dog all day.
Nobody knows what I'm feeling inside. This would be we've been together. I wanna I love to make love to you, baby. I wanna
Playboy to the death, yes. Is he really worldwide? Yes.
Yes, I had to include Dance Again from Jennifer's 2012 Greatest Hits album. And this track, it's a shame it was released a year later because this track should have been a part of her Love album. This is another Jennifer Lopez song that I go back to all the time. It's a bop and the production's great, the chorus is great, and it's a lot of fun to listen to. So that was all 15 tracks of Love by Jennifer Lopez, and I was very disappointed in this album, which is such a shame because the opening track is On the Floor, and the rest just doesn't live up to On the Floor. There just seems to be something quite lazy about this album. It's like they knew people would buy this album because it has On the Floor on it. So they're like, you know what? Let's not try. Let's just fill it with filler songs and just have a couple great bops on here like On the Floor and Poppy. And That's it. There aren't very many hits on this album. A lot of the songs are very plain and mediocre. They're not memorable by any means, and the lyrics also on this album aren't very good. There are a couple of tracks that I enjoyed lyrically. I like the story she's telling on some of the songs. I like the theme of the album with love. She is searching for love, and she perhaps has to start over again. And she feels alone and cold, and she loves this person, but she's not sure. She probably has to leave them. They're away. They're not giving her affection, and love, question mark. That's the theme of the album, and I really enjoyed that. But saying that, there are still a lot of cringeworthy lyrics on this album, and I get it, this is a club album. You don't listen to albums like this for the lyrics, but honestly, I just had to roll my eyes at some of the choruses and verses. It was a little unbearable at times. I did enjoy the production on the album, but even the production is nothing to write home about. It gets you to dance sometimes, not all the time. There are times where it's supposed to get you to dance, but it doesn't because the song doesn't really warrant your body to move, really. At least it didn't for me. I mean, there were times where I was listening to a song and you could tell through the production that I was supposed to get you to dance, but it wasn't getting me to dance. I also enjoyed her vocals on this album when they weren't being heavily autotuned, which they were in a few of the songs. And it's pleasant. Her voice has definitely improved since the beginning of her career, and some of her other albums just weren't very good vocally, but you could tell that her vocals have improved. I don't know how much that has to do with actual vocal training or the autotune. Maybe it's a combination of both. I really wanted to like this album. I love my EDM music, so I knew this would be a dance album, but dance, I did not. Sometimes, I did sometimes, but I do feel like out of all her albums so far, this is probably one of her weakest. Even though this is a more electronic dance album, it still captures the old Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion. There were times where I was being reminded of old school Jennifer, which is always nice. So what did you guys think of the album? What are your impressions? Maybe you love this album and you have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm really sorry about that, but I just gave you my honest opinion. Maybe I have to listen to it again, but this album definitely isn't as good as I remember it 10 years ago. A lot more could have been done with this album to really amp up the dance element of the album and the catchiness of the hooks, and I just feel like there were a lot more things that could have been done to make this album more memorable. So officially, I think that's all I wanted to say on the album. And in my next Jennifer Lopez video, we will be listening to her most recent album and the final video in this Jennifer Lopez discography journey, which will be her 2014 album, a.k.a. Now, just like Love, I do recall listening to this album when it came out, but it's been a long time since I listened to it, so quite a few of the songs I actually don't remember. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can say, hey, how are you? And I will see you next time. Take care.